Hi guys, it's Cherry Potter. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this beautiful Hogwarts castle. Today, I'm going to share with you 50 English daily phrases. Are you ready? Let's get started. I'm all ears. I'm all ears when Dumbledore speaks because he's so wise. When Ron tells a funny story, I'm all ears and ready to laugh. If there's a secret about Hogwarts, you can bet I'm all ears. Back to square one. Harry thought he solved the mystery, but he was wrong. Back to square one. Hermione studied a new spell, but it failed. So she was back to square one. Every time they tried to find the Horcruxes and failed, they had to go back to square one. Backfire. Ron tried to cast a spell to help, but it went wrong and started to backfire. Draco's plan to catch Harry always seemed to backfire. If you don't think before using magic, it might backfire and cause big trouble. Backseat driver. Hermione can be a backseat driver when Ron is casting spells. Ron gets annoyed when she tells him what to do, but sometimes the backseat driver is actually right. Even Harry needs a backseat driver when he rushes into danger without thinking. Backstabber. Harry trusted Peter Pettigrew, but he was a backstabber who betrayed his parents. A true friend is loyal, but a backstabber only cares about themselves. In the wizarding world, you must be careful. There's always a backstabber hiding in the shadows. Been there, done that. Fighting dark wizards? Been there, done that. Sneak around Hogwarts at night? Been there, done that. Harry faced so many dangers that when trouble comes again, he just thinks, been there, done that. Big day. Harry's first day at Hogwarts was a big day. Winning the Quidditch match was also a big day. But the biggest day of all was when he finally defeated Voldemort. Break the bank. Harry wanted to buy a special gift for Hermione, but he knew it might break the bank. The magical items at Diagon Alley are expensive, and sometimes even the smallest thing can break the bank. But for his friends, Harry would do anything, even if it means spending all his galleons. Business as usual. Even though there were dark forces at Hogwarts, Harry tried to keep it business as usual. He went to classes, practiced Quidditch, and studied with Hermione, business as usual. But with everything going on, it was hard to make it feel like business as usual when danger was always lurking around the corner. Cheap shot. Draco Malfoy always took a cheap shot at Harry during their matches. He'd make a cheap shot at Hermione too, just to hurt her feelings. It's never fair when someone takes a cheap shot instead of fighting fairly. Chip in. When Harry wanted to buy a gift for Hagrid, Ron and Hermione decided to chip in. Everyone at Hogwarts wanted to chip in to help with the Order's mission. Sometimes a little bit of help can make a big difference when everyone chips in. Come in handy. The map of Hogwarts really came in handy when Harry and his friends needed to sneak around. The invisibility cloak also came in handy during their adventures. Sometimes even the smallest item can come in handy in a big way when you need it most. Couldn't care less. Draco Malfoy couldn't care less about how Harry felt. When Ron didn't get invited to a party, he couldn't care less about being left out. Sometimes it feels like some people just couldn't care less about the problems others are facing. Cut corners. Sometimes students try to cut corners when doing their homework, but it's always better to do your best. If you cut corners in your training for Quidditch, it could cost you the game. But when you work hard and don't cut corners, you can be proud of what you achieve. Diamond in the rough. Harry was always seen as a diamond in the rough. At first, no one knew how powerful he really was, but with time, he showed his true strength. Ron might seem like a diamond in the rough too. He may not always get it right, but with experience, he becomes even better. Dirty laundry. Draco Malfoy always tried to hide his dirty laundry from everyone. He doesn't want anyone to know the truth about his family, and he certainly doesn't want to air his dirty laundry in front of others. But sometimes, your dirty laundry comes out whether you like it or not. Ditto. Harry said he was excited for the match, and Ron agreed with a big smile, saying ditto. Hermione was also ready to cheer and said ditto. It felt like everyone was thinking the same thing. Ditto for the excitement about winning the match. Done deal. When Harry finally agreed to join the Triwizard Tournament, it was a done deal. He said, "I'm in," and that was it. A done deal. After the first task, he knew it was a big challenge, but he couldn't back out now. It was a done deal. Drama queen. Whenever something small happens, Lavender Brown acts like a drama queen. If she loses her hair tie, she'll start crying and yelling. Such a drama queen. It's hard to keep calm around her because she turns everything into a big deal, like a true drama queen. Firsthand. Harry learned firsthand how dangerous it could be to face dark magic. He had seen firsthand the power of Voldemort when he was just a baby. Later, he understood firsthand how important friendship was in fighting evil. Get cold feet. Harry almost got cold feet when he thought about facing Voldemort. Before going into the final battle, he started to get cold feet, wondering if he was really ready. But he knew that if he got cold feet now, the whole wizarding world would be in danger. Glitchy. The Marauders map was always a bit glitchy, especially when it came to showing people in secret rooms. Sometimes the map would get glitchy and show the wrong places. Even though it was helpful, the glitchy map made things a little harder when Harry needed to sneak around. Go easy on somebody. Hermione told Harry to go easy on Ron when he was having trouble with his studies. She knew Ron was trying his best, so she asked Harry to go easy on him. Sometimes it's important to go easy on our friends when they are struggling. Good sport. Ron was always a good sport. Even when he lost the Quidditch match, he would laugh it off and cheer for his friends. Even when things didn't go his way, he stayed a good sport, never letting it ruin his mood. Go to. When Harry needed advice, Hermione was his go-to person. Ron was his go-to teammate for Quidditch, always ready for a challenge. Whenever there was trouble at Hogwarts, Dumbledore was their go-to leader to guide them through. Having said that, Harry was always brave, always ready to face danger. Having said that, there were moments when he felt scared. He would always put through, but having said that, even he needed help sometimes. And having said that, he knew he couldn't do it alone. Hit it off. Harry and Ron hit it off right away when they first met on the train. Even Hermione, who was shy at first, hit it off with them after a little while. Once they became friends, it was clear they all hit it off and would stick together through anything. In a nutshell, Harry's life at Hogwarts was full of surprises. In a nutshell, he never expected to be famous, but it happened anyway. And in a nutshell, he learned that friendship was the most important thing, no matter what challenges came his way. Jack of all trades. Hermione was a bit of a jack of all trades at Hogwarts. She could solve any puzzle, help with potions, and even teach Ron some spells. Truly a jack of all trades. She had the skills to handle almost anything. Laggy. The enchanted mirrors at Hogwarts were sometimes a bit laggy. When Harry tried to use one, the picture would be laggy and it would take a few seconds to show up. Even the magical communication devices could be laggy at times, making everything harder when they needed quick answers. Long shot. When Harry decided to enter the Triwizard Tournament, it seemed like a long shot. He had no idea what to expect, and it was a big risk. But in the end, taking that long shot helped him grow stronger, even though it was a huge gamble. Might as well. If we are gonna sneak into the Forbidden Forest, we might as well do it tonight. The creatures there won't notice us as much in the dark, so we might as well take the chance. If we are gonna find answers, we might as well take risks together. Out of the blue. One day out of the blue, Harry received a letter from Sirius. It was a surprise, especially since he hadn't heard from him in months. Then out of the blue, a strange figure appeared in the shadows, and Harry knew he had to be careful. Over the moon. When Harry won the Quidditch match, he was over the moon. Ron was over the moon too, cheering so loudly that everyone could hear him. Hermione, who usually stayed calm, was over the moon about the team's victory and couldn't stop smiling. Over the top. When Draco Malfoy made fun of Harry, it felt a little over the top. He didn't need to be so cruel, but that was just his way, always over the top. Sometimes his actions were so over the top that it was hard to take him seriously. Paranoid. Harry felt paranoid when he started to notice strange things happening around Hogwarts. He was paranoid about every shadow and noise, thinking someone was always watching him. Sometimes he felt like being paranoid was the only way to stay safe, even though it made him feel uneasy. Pep talk. Before the big Quidditch match, Harry gave his team a pep talk. He told them they could win if they stayed focused and worked together. Even though it was a tough match, his pep talk gave everyone the courage they needed to play their best. rip-off. When Harry bought a new broomstick, he realized it was a total rip-off. The shopkeeper charged him way more than it was worth, and Harry felt like it was a rip-off. He told Ron about it later, and they both agreed it was one of the biggest rip-offs they had ever seen. See for yourself. If you want to know what happened in the Forbidden Forest, you can go and see for yourself. Harry told Ron that it was dangerous, but Ron didn't believe him. He had to see for himself. After they went, they realized it was exactly as Harry had said, and Ron finally understood to always see for yourself. Shady. Harry noticed that some of the people at the Three Broomsticks seemed a bit shady. The way they whispered and looked around made him feel like something was off. Definitely shady. He warned Ron and Hermione to be careful, because in a place like that, you never knew who might be hiding shady secrets. Silver lining. Even though things seemed hopeless, Harry always tried to find the silver lining. When the Dark Lord grew stronger, he searched for any silver lining to give him hope. He knew that even in the darkest times, there was always a silver lining waiting to be found. Slack off. Harry knew he couldn't slack off during his training for the Triwizard Tournament. If he started to slack off, he wouldn't be ready for the challenges ahead. Even though Ron liked to slack off sometimes, he knew that when he counted, they all had to focus and never slack off. Sneaky. Harry noticed a sneaky figure in the corner of the room. He could tell that Draco was up to something sneaky, but he wasn't sure what it was yet. Hermione warned Harry not to be too sneaky, or they might get caught trying to sneak around Hogwarts at night. Spot on. Hermione's answer to the potion riddle was spot on. Harry couldn't believe how spot on her guesses were when they were solving the mystery. Even Ron admitted that her knowledge was spot on, and they couldn't have done it without her. Steal. When Harry found the rare book in Diagon Alley, it was a real steal. It was old, but in great condition. Definitely a steal for such a low price. He couldn't believe how lucky he was to find such a steal among all the other items in the shop. Under the table. Harry overheard a conversation where someone was trying to buy something under the table. He realized they were doing things under the table to avoid getting caught. It was all so secretive, and Harry wondered how many more things were being done under the table in the wizarding world. Unwind. After a long day of classes and adventures, Harry liked to unwind in the common room. He would sit by the fire and unwind, forgetting about all the dangers for a little while. Sometimes Hermione would join him, and they'd unwind together, reading quietly and relaxing. Vanilla. Harry didn't mind having a vanilla life at Hogwarts, but he knew things were never really vanilla. Even the most vanilla days quickly turned into something unusual. It was hard to have a truly vanilla experience when you're always dealing with magic, mystery, and danger. When pigs fly. Draco Malfoy promised he would help Harry, but Harry knew that would happen when pigs fly. There was no way Malfoy would ever change his mind, not unless it was when pigs fly. Sometimes Harry wondered if he'd see peace in the wizarding world when pigs fly. Wishy-washy. Ron was being so wishy-washy about whether or not to join the Quidditch team. One minute he was excited, the next he was unsure. It was hard to make plans when someone was being so wishy-washy. Harry just told him, "Make up your mind, Ron. You can't be wishy-washy forever." How did it go? I hope this video gives you some ideas to learn English. Well, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.